Hey everybody, Shu here. Today we're going to be having some fun. Brett from out of Prospectors Getaway in Nome, Alaska sent me a little package. And I also just picked up a blue bowl. It's pretty cool. It came with everything you need. I mean, levelers, everything, pump. I did add the little 90 degree. And right now I have, what is this? This is the Dawn Power Wash dish spray that I'm letting it soak, because you always want to wash anything you get for gold prospecting. You always want to wash it down with lots of soapy water to remove any kind of the oils that they use for separating the bowls from the mold. So I'm going to get this thing all cleaned up, put it in the bucket, get it set up, and see what we can find. Alrighty. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to need to classify all this stuff. So I got my big pan with my Garrett, and I do have a little bit of dish detergent in here. So if you see bubbles, that's what that's from. Now I'm going to be classifying down pretty good. This is a 50 mesh, or excuse me, that is a 30 mesh. This is a 50, and this is only a 1/8, which I'm probably going to need to put more water in here. But what we're going to be checking today is a 1.5 pound bag of raw and gold guaranteed from Prospectors Getaway. Now we're going to start with this bag. I got 2 bags. Let me grab the other one. I got 2 bags here. But this bag here, we're going to start with this one because apparently in shipment, the bag is giving way. But thankfully, the way Brent packages stuff, I don't think anything got lost. I did have to surgically remove it just to make sure I didn't lose anything, but it was still packed really good. So we're going to start with this one since there's already an opening on the bag. Convenient open package. We're just going to go ahead and dump all of this straight in here. And we're going to add what was in the box. Most of anything that's going to be in the 1/8, you should be able to see it very clearly. But what we're going to do is we're going to put this off to the side so we can go through this just to make sure. Okay, so now we're going to do the 50. Okay, so this is our 50 plus. Which we're going to set this off to the side. Now we're going to sort through the 30. Okay, so this is our 50 minus the 30 plus. So what's left in the bottom is going to be our 30 minus. Which is going to be this. Now normally I would just pan this stuff and Let's see what we have, which I already see little pieces of gold in here. But what we're going to do with this is we're going to play with the blue ball. We're going to see how that thing works. So give me a minute and let me get that set up. Now the directions, which are very simple, thank you for making simple directions and not goofy looking ones. It says you can basically just put a 3.5 gallon, or in my case 5 gallon bucket inside of a larger container. What I like to do, I'm going to try to put a smaller one inside of here and see if what goes through will fill up the center one. See if it'll fill the center one up to make it last longer before dirt gets to the pump and starts pumping it back in. So we'll give it a little try. Never hurts. Now this kit literally comes with everything that you need, of course, except for the battery. And it's pretty simple. Just set it up. We're going to fill everything up with water. Then we're going to level this bowl out. They give you a 750 GPM pump here, and it just runs off of a 12-volt battery. I love that they even give you clamps. Alrighty, now adjusting it for level isn't too bad at all. You just simply fill it up with water until the water is at the same height figure on all four sides of this. So if you go left and right, front and back, as long as it's level there, you're golden. So let's give this a try. Let's crank it up, give it a try, and see what happens. Start out slow. You can see where water's not going over. Just simply touch it. There's little air bubbles. You can just hit it with your finger and the little air bubbles go away. We'll make sure there's no air bubbles in here anywhere. Alright, so now we're going to start with 30 minus. We're just going to do it little bits at a time, just so we get the flow. Some people say you should start this, you should put the material in first. I figure I'm just going to try this. Okay, let's speed her up a little bit. If you can see it on camera, you can actually make out a little line down there with the gold. I'm going to drop another spoonful. I'm going to drop it right here on the outside. And we're going to shut this off for a minute. I'm going to drop a whole heap full of this stuff in here. We're going to test it. We're going to test it. Alrighty. We're going to start it off slow, and we're going to work our way up. I'm constantly checking to make sure that the water level stays level. You can kind of make out lines, like dark lines going around it also. That's most likely the hematite, magnetite, different of the tite family. I think it's really cool how you can see like the little branches coming off of it. Almost like a saw blade. Alright, I'm going to add the rest of the 30, minus 30. We're giving this thing a little bit of load test here. Something stuck there. There we go. Alright. Alright, I'm going to start this thing up. Just going to let it run, and I'll skip to the exciting part. One thing I've discovered, these are very finicky. It's got an on-off valve. It's just a 90-degree. Thinking about taking this out and putting a more of a needle type valve in, because you need to make sure that this level is about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch below the lip all the way around. And you can tell if you need to adjust it some by that lip too. So I'm gonna pull out what's down here now, put it into my little vial here, and we'll see what we got here with the 30 negative. So give me a second, because this is going to take a minute. Alrighty, kind of hard to see it in here, but I got it all collected out here. I used a little pipette. These things are great, but as you can see, there's still black sand in here. Not very much, comparatively speaking, to what I started with, but I'll be able to clean that out here in a little bit. So till then, we're going to go with the 30 plus and see what happens. And for anything that might get past the blue bowl, I'm going to be checking these bottom 3, the big pan and the 2 buckets. I'm going to be checking those manually to see if anything got past, and if anything did, I'll put it at the end of the video so you can see how much I lost. Alright, so now we're going to be running the 50 plus. I already got it in there, and as much as I love using my little pipette to pick things up, yeah, I just went ahead and switched over to my Garrett Gold Guzzler, because this thing is quick at getting these cleanups done. So you're not sitting there trying to pick up every little tiny thing. You just pull them all up, and you can tell by the color of the sand dust on here. This is from Colorado, which we're gonna be back there soon. So let's get this thing fired back up and see what happens. And I love starting this thing off very slow. Alrighty, now this isn't too hard. At greater than 50 mesh, a lot of the smaller pebbles just will not come out, but it helps cleans up anything that's smaller than that might have just got stuck to it. So you can already see what looks like gold here, there, and there. So we're going to pull all this out, and then we're going to check it the old-fashioned way, just to be on the safe side. And this is going to be our what's left over. Which I'm going to go through all this manually, just to make sure there's nothing left, just to be on the safe side. Alrighty, and if anybody's wondering, that's all that made it out of the first bucket into the second. Which, of course, I'm gonna go through and check that too. But this is what the blue bucket couldn't process, so we're just gonna check this manually, get everything over. And you can see a nice piece right there. I'm gonna get that pulled up. Now, that looks like one right there, but that is actually just a piece of pyrite. You gotta watch out for stuff like that. Oop, I almost dropped it. You can tell because look how square it is. And the lightest material went down in here, which is hardly nothing at all. Alrighty, after going through all three of the buckets, there's one little speck. Oops, sorry, one little speck there, one little speck there, and even a tinier one. I don't think I can pick it up on this. Too much reflection. There's three little tiny flakes. Other than that, there's nothing even smaller that I can see. Even using my little magnifying glass, I couldn't see anything more. So that's pretty good. Pretty good when you only lose those three little pieces. And here in a minute, we'll see what I was able to get out of that package. Alrighty, that was fun. And as anybody that does any kind of gold panning knows, it's not about how much gold you find, it's about how much fun you have. So, that being said, I would like to give a huge shout out to Brent, awesome dude, with Prospectors Getaway up in Nome, Alaska. Thank you. Now, the package did arrive. They partially damaged on the inside from the bags, but the way that he packaged it, nothing fell out. So, not like I lost anything at all. But here soon, we're going to see how much gold I was able to pull into my little gold guzzler here. But I need to get what's in here cleaned up first. So that'll be here in just a second. But as you can tell, we got the RV out, getting it ready. We're going to be going on a 3-month adventure. So we're going to be live streaming because now I have satellite. And some of the places we're going to be going gold panning at, I'm going to see about live streaming from there too. So if you watch the channel, just keep an eye out for live updates or live feeds, because we're going to try to bring you directly to where we go. And hopefully you'll be able to meet some of the other awesome people like Wes out in Colorado. So without further ado, let me get this cleaned up and we'll see just how much I was able to get out of that package. Alrighty, here we are. So we're going to do our little thing here. Zero it out. There's some micro black sands in here that I'm not too worried about that. That shouldn't make much of a difference. So we're looking at 0.210 grams. Again, it's not how much you make, it's how much fun you have. And I love doing this. So to me, this well worth it. If you'd like to get your own at Prospectors Getaway, I'll leave a link down below, as well as a link to the Blue Bowl I like that thing. I mean, it's the first time using it, but I like it. And just like everything else, with time, it gets better. But yeah, there we go. Nice little piece there. So I hope you enjoyed this. If so, go ahead and throw a thumbs up and be on the watch out for the next bag that we're going to be testing from Prospectors Getaway and on my new toy that hopefully will get here soon, because you can always tell between people that love doing this and people that do this to try to make money. People that love doing this will spend a lot more than they'll ever make just to go have fun and play in some dirt. So I hope you enjoyed this. If so, if you could hit that thumbs up button, it'd be mostly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? And be on the lookout for the next couple videos for our trip across America.